When you go ahead and take knowledge, a lot of people say, oh, knowledge is power. That's a very common phrase. And this is kind of a myth buster here. That is not true. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. If you have the right attitude, here's what's going to happen. You will get the skills. The reason why your actions suck is because your attitude is an attitude of somebody that's not a winner. Hey guys, welcome to the DNG podcast. I'm your host, JC Rangel. Here's what we're going to talk about today. Attitude, right? Attitude is everything. We're going to talk about, I just made a post on Instagram the other day that said attitude trumps skill, attitude trumps hard work, attitude trumps everything, right? And we're going to prove it here today. So if you look at this shirt, it says attitude is everything. This is a DNG shirt, right? And if I turn around, you've got the message that I'm going to talk about in the back. So here's what the message is that I'm going to talk about in the back. If A is the first letter of the alphabet, obviously, Z is the 26th letter of the alphabet. So here's what happens. When you go ahead and take knowledge, a lot of people say, oh, knowledge is power. That's a very common phrase. And this is kind of a myth buster here. That is not true. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Knowledge in and of itself has no power. The bottom line is this. I know, for example, doctors who are severely overweight and unhealthy. Question is, do we think that these doctors know how to not be overweight? Of course they do. They know how to not be overweight. They know how to be healthier. They have the knowledge. But what good is that knowledge if they don't apply it? Again, to my point, knowledge is not power. The application of the knowledge is power. So if you take knowledge and you take K, and you add up whatever number K is, right? You add it up. And then it's N, O, W, etc. If you add up all of those words, remember, from A through Z is 26 letters. If you add up what all of those are, that equals 96. Let's go ahead and take hard work. If you add up hard work, that will add up to 98. But if you take attitude, it actually adds up to 100. So here's my question to you. And that's what it says on the back of the shirt. The question to you is, do you think that that's a coincidence? I personally don't think it's a coincidence, right? So attitude is everything, and we're going to continue to prove it here, right? So here's where it comes down to, okay? When it comes to somebody that has a right attitude, you know, we very often say, I would rather somebody that is ignorance on fire over intelligence on ice. Sometimes you got people that they know how to do the stuff. They've got the knowledge, they've got the know-how, even experience. But if they're on ice and they're procrastinating to take action because they have a piss poor attitude, that person's not going to be very successful. But then on the contrary, you take somebody who's just ignorance on fire, doesn't really know what they're doing, but they're excited. They wouldn't go out there and take their shot. Because here's what most people do. Most people have the attitude of procrastination. So here's what they do. They aim, plan, and they never shoot. Right? So the person that has the right attitude that says, hey, listen, the best way for me to go out there and get good at something is for me to go out there and do it. So one of the things I tell people is this, hey, listen, go fall on your face, go figure out, go fail. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to fail forward. When you fall, you're going to fall forward and pick yourself up from the bootstraps. And guess what? You're going to learn as you fail. You learn more by losing than you do by winning. If you have the right attitude, here's what's going to happen. You will get the skills. You will apply the time to learn the skills. You will apply the time to fail, which guess what? Will teach you a whole much. Failing actually teaches us more than succeeding does, right? Attitude is what gets things done. So here's how you develop a winner's attitude. Everything, we all have our philosophies that serve us as filters. So here's the way it goes. It goes philosophies. Everybody, whether you're conscious or unconscious about this, you have philosophies. Philosophies are such as money doesn't grow on trees. Does that sound familiar, right? Rich people are bad, right? And a bunch of other philosophies. Now, here are some positive philosophies. If you want to fail, follow the masses. That's not only a quote, that's a philosophy. Does that make sense? You know, one of the guys, the owner of Walmart, okay, he said, they asked him, what does it take for somebody to become very successful? And he said, well, ain't working any 12 hours in the day is good. Working any 12 hours in the day is good. See, that is not only an attitude, but it's a philosophy. The philosophy is 8 hours is not enough for somebody that wants to achieve real wealth. Now, if you want to just pay the bills and whatever the case may be, good for you, right? We're talking about high achievers. We're talking about here people that want more, people that want to have a different attitude, that want to achieve more, right? So your philosophies, right? So thank God it's Friday. Guess what that is? That's a philosophy as well. That's a philosophy that enters a subconscious mind that tells you in your subconscious mind that the rest of the week sucks. That's probably why the end of the work week is WTF, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, WTF. People hit Wednesday, they're like, oh man, happy hump day. We're almost through that hump. Guess what? You think that's a winner's attitude or a broke person loser's attitude? I'll tell you what, it's not a winner's attitude, so you figure it out. So Wednesdays is hump day. Then guess what people do? Oh man, not another Monday. They dread Mondays, right? But guess what? People that are on purpose, people have the right attitude, people that are living their purpose, and people that have goals in life, guess what they're doing? Their mindset is, hey man, I don't mind Mondays. Matter of fact, I look forward to Mondays, because what you're working towards, for those of you guys in the business world with big dreams, at least me, I'll share with you me. Here's what I'm working towards: 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday. Luckily, I do have the flexibility to take a month off if I want it. My income doesn't go down. As a matter of fact, it continues to go up. But I'm not where I want to be. Not only that, I love what I do. But it wasn't always the case. I had to switch the attitudes. So here's what happens. Your philosophies shape your attitudes. Your attitudes will create the actions. The actions will create the results, and the results equal your lifestyle. But see, a lot of people look at their lifestyle and they're like, well, what am I doing wrong, right? Their lifestyle and their results, what am I doing wrong? Then they look at their actions. Then they wonder why their actions suck. The reason why your actions suck is because your attitude is an attitude of somebody that's not a winner. But what created your attitude? The people you hung around with, the books you listened to, the audios you listened to or you didn't listen to, the philosophies that your environment and you put on yourself. So most people's philosophies are philosophies that are very weak philosophies. Therefore, their attitudes are very weak attitudes that create weak actions or inconsistent actions. And then guess what their results are? They're not positive results. So therefore, their lifestyle is not a positive lifestyle. So again, knowledge, if you add up those letters, 96. Hard work, 98. Attitude, 100. Is that a coincidence? You be the judge. See you guys on the next episode. And for those of you guys that like this content, here's the thing. I'm going to be giving away one of these shirts. If you guys like the content, I want you to tag a couple people here, like and subscribe, and leave a comment. And here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is I'm going to pick somebody, and I'm going to send you this shirt for free. Okay, so if you guys like this, share the video with a couple of people. Take that action, right? Take that action if you like this content. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next episode.